Hi, this week's Ride Along is in a 1970 Buick GS convertible. Here to tell us about it is Jonathan Klinger from Hagerty.
Well, this is not your average grandpa's Buick. I mean, actually for 1970, this is probably the peak of muscle car development for most of General Motors cars. And if the 455 big block engine wasn't enough, this one has the Stage 1 package, which means a hotter cam, bigger jets in the carburetor, and I think it produces about 360 horsepower, which is what it was rated at the time. Some people would argue they actually underrated it, that it produces more. But even more importantly, it has a stump-pulling 510 foot-pounds of torque, which was the highest torque-producing engine other than the Cadillac V8s of its times.
This thing sounds like a beast. What does it feel like when you're driving?
What you hear is what you feel when you're driving this. I mean, if you floor it, it's gonna squeal the tires and just absolutely take off. And if you're going 30 miles an hour and you step on it and it kicks down, it's gonna squeal the tires again and just go. I mean, this is a car that puts a smile on your face for just about anybody driving it.
Yeah, even as an automatic, you're squealing tires.
Absolutely, yep. Automatic transmission, so even you can drive it.
Yeah, this is not what I think of when I think of Buick. How did Buick get into the muscle car mix?
Well, you have to picture, you remember back in 1970 when the muscle cars were
yeah,
hot?
I was -4.
All of the divisions in General Motors were, really competing against themselves, let alone competing against, Ford and Chrysler. Really, who could come out with the hottest car? Because back in this time, it wasn't complete platform sharing like we're used to today. The Buick had its own engine, the Oldsmobile had its own engine, Pontiac certainly had its own engine, and it was just who could produce the most power.
Are these pretty hard to find now? Are these pretty rare?
A Buick GS isn't really all that rare, but this combination being the GS Stage 1 convertible with factory air conditioning and the options that it has, it is a pretty rare example. Actually, I ran the numbers, and from what I found, there was less than 300 of this configuration made.
Yeah, I feel like I've tamed a wild animal. Which I guess makes us Siegfried and Roy, but I'm ready for Vegas.